Welcome back to Building Character, where we figure out how to play as your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. Join the Patreon to support the channel, follow me on Twitch to watch me stream, and like and subscribe to crush your enemies next time you play. Maybe. Today we're building Megatron, the big bad of the Transformers, figuratively and literally. He's the main bad guy, and he's also pretty large. Let's make the big mean robot man.
Now I can teach you to become a master of disguise.
Really? I'm going to be a master of disguise? I'm going to be a master of disguise.
Let's start off with our goals for this build. First, we need this shoulder cannon. There's a bunch of different Megatrons, but the one that's canon in my mind is the one with the cannon. Next, we gotta be big. Large, too small. Huge, probably still too small, but that's gonna have to do. Finally, we need a big melee weapon. You can change up what it is, but if someone gets in thinking you were a sniper, they're gonna feel the pain. This video is sponsored by Factor. Summer is here, and how do you want to spend your summer? Going out and buying groceries, slaving away in the kitchen, or do you just want delicious meals that are ready to eat in 2 minutes? That's where Factor comes in. I personally love the calorie smart options, which all come in at under 550 calories, because despite being low calorie, they're still full delicious. I'm talking about options like stuffed pepper casserole with roasted green beans, ground pork and cheddar chili mac with broccoli and garlic chive corn, chicken and mushroom tetrazzini with garlicky green beans. Come on, you know you want to take a bite of that. They even have surf and turf as an option. If you want surf and turf delivered or surf and surf, Factor's got you set. Factor is offering Tulok subscribers a very special deal. Head to factor75.com or click the link in the description and enter offer code TULOK50 at checkout for 50% off your first Factor box. Now, back to the video. For stats, we'll be using the standard point array from the player's handbook. Roll for stats if you want, just keep your multi-classing minimums in mind. Strength is number 1. You have the towing capacity of a tank because you're a tank. Constitution at 14, you're not just a metaphorical tank, you're a literal tank. Or a jet. Sometimes you're a jet, but mostly you're a tank. And one time you were a gun that Starscream fired, but for now you're a jet. I mean you're a tank. Intelligence after that, lots of lore to understand in the Cybertron history books, but if you study well, it will make your gun better, I guess. Follow that up with dexterity. I'm not going to be using a firearm as a gun because I don't know if they're allowed in your DM setting, but just in case they are, it shouldn't be too low. Charisma is a bit low. You're super intimidating, but we'll beef that up with skill proficiency. I don't think Megatron is a compelling orator. I think people just don't want him to step on them. Not this YouTuber though. We'll dump wisdom. Those Decepticons sure do be double crossing each other. I'm so deceptive of them. Transformers are just Warforged druids. Wow, come up with that yourself, huh? Daring today, aren't we? He will be a Warforged though. Bump your strength by 1 and constitution by 2. Integrated protection lets you merge with a set of armor and add 1 to its AC, giving you that real steel feel. Constructed resilience gives you resistance to poison damage and advantage on saving throws against being poisoned. You don't need to eat, drink, breathe, or sleep, and can instead take a sentry's rest. It makes you inert, but still alert while you stand still for a rest. For your extra skill, go for stealth to be a robot in disguise, and take history and deception for your background skills. It's the Autobot background. It isn't, it's the Decepticon background. I tricked you. We'll kick things off as a fighter for 2 skills from the fighter list, like athletics and intimidation. Lift things so big that it's scary. More importantly, you get a heavy armor proficiency, letting you get the thickest stuff to make yourself thicker. It's like wearing yoga pants with a padded butt, except that butt can take a great sword attack from Optimus Prime. Take great weapon fighting for your fighting style, letting you reroll 1s and 2s on damage die with weapons you're wielding two-handed. Don't know what you want to use? Pick something big and start swinging. Second wind will let you heal 1d10 plus your fighter level as a bonus action to get some repairs on the go. Second level fighters get action surge, letting you make 2 actions in 1 turn once per short rest. Should let you fight multiple Autobots at the same time. Third level fighters can choose a martial archetype, and rune knights are large and in charge. Giant's Might lets you set your size to large, adds a d6 of damage to 1 weapon attack per round, and gives you advantage on strength checks and saves. It's the first step in becoming a big robot warlord. You can also choose 2 runes to put on a weapon, shield, or piece of armor. The Frost rune gives you advantage on animal handling and intimidation checks, and for 10 minutes per short rest you can give yourself +2 to strength and constitution checks. That would include a grapple, so if you want to kidnap a pesky human, they're not getting away. The Cloud rune gives you advantage on sleight of hand and deception checks, and once per short rest, you can force 1 attack that should hit 1 creature within 30 feet of you to hit another creature within 30 feet of you that isn't the creature attacking you. Have one of your Decepticons take a hit for you, or ideally make one of the Autobots hit one of their own. If there's only 1 Autobot fighting 2 of you though, yeah, have Soundwave take the hit. He's just like a boombox. 4th level fighters get ability score improvement, bump that strength up to hit harder with big weapons, boom. 5th level fighters get an extra attack, letting you make 2 attacks instead of 1 with your action, or up to 4 times with with an action surge. It's a lot of attacks for a very violent dude. 6th level fighters get ability score improvement, cap off your strength for maximum slashing and maximum smashing. 7th level rune knights get runic shield, letting you make a creature attacking an ally within 60 feet of you re-roll their attack. It has to be an ally, it can't be you, but like, I don't know, that reaction could be used for an opportunity attack. Maybe just hold on to it. Soundwave can take a hit. You also get another rune. The Hill rune lets you give yourself a minute of resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage per short rest. Your skin is Car. Have you ever tried punching Car? It hurts hand more than it hurts Car. 8th level fighters get another ability score improvement. Bump that intelligence before we start multiclassing to get you a shoulder cannon. We'll do that as an Artificer, giving you cantrips like Firebolt to deal 2d10 fire damage with a ranged spell attack. It's a tiny little fireball. Create Bonfire is more of an incendiary, forcing a dexterity saving throw on creatures in a 5-foot cube, dealing 2d8 fire damage to those that fail. Lasts for a minute, so grapple someone, hold the minute, and punch them in the fire. Pretty mean, pretty fun. For first level spells, Disguise Self lets you look like another creature with the same number of limbs. Are tires limbs? Are tank treads? Jet wings? Who knows? Your DM, I guess. Feather Fall prevents up to 5 falling creatures from taking falling damage. Useful if you decide to stop being a jet. You're also a magical tinkerer, letting you tinker with tiny non-magical items and put tiny magical effects into them. It's like prestidigitation for tchotchkes. 2nd level artificers get infusions, making your gear better. Enhanced weapon adds +1 to the attack and damage rolls of a weapon and makes it magical in terms of overcoming resistances. Enhanced defense adds +1 to the AC of a set of armor or a shield, which is 20 AC with integrated protection and plate mail. Enhanced arcane focus adds +1 to the attack rolls of an arcane focus, and you can ignore up to half cover to do cool bank shots with your firebolts. And doesn't really matter what the 4th one is. You can only have 2, and it should be one of those. Sending stones. Call Scarscream. Call him a dork. 3rd level artificers can get a real shoulder cannon as an artillerist. That'll give you an eldritch cannon you can put on your shoulder to do a few different things as your bonus action. Force Ballista feels the most Megatron. It's a ranged spell attack that deals 2d8 force damage and pushes a creature 5 feet back on a hit. It's a big concussive shot. Flamethrower forces a dexterity saving throw on creatures in a 15-foot cone, dealing 2d8 fire damage to those that fail. Kind of like Burning Hands as a bonus action. You can cast every turn. Pretty cool. But if you want to be Meleetron, Protector gives creatures within 10 feet of you 1d8 plus your intelligence modifier in temporary HP as a bonus action on your turns. It's just a constantly refreshing shield. Speaking of shields, you also get the shield spell to add 5 to your AC as a reaction when you're attacked. That's 25 with integrated and enhanced plate mail. Pretty good. And Thunderwave forces a constitution saving throw on creatures in a 15-foot cube in front of you, dealing 2d8 thunder damage to those that fail, and it pushes them back 10 feet. Half damage, no pushing if they succeed. Maybe you have a sonic cannon, maybe you just picked up Soundwave and hit people with his body. 4th level artificers get another ability score improvement. Keep working that intelligence for better artificer stuff. Guns. Spells that act like guns. Dealer's choice. 5th level artificers get an arcane firearm, letting you add a d8 of extra damage to one spell attack you make per round. If it's something like, I don't know, Scorching Ray, which deals 2d6 fire damage per ray and shoots 3 rays, you only add that extra damage to 1 ray. But you get that spell too. And Shatter, which forces a constitution saving throw on creatures in a 10-foot radius sphere, dealing 3d8 thunder damage to those that fail, half damage to those that succeed. Creatures made of inorganic material have disadvantage, so it's pretty good at hitting Autobots, but really what we need is Enlarge Reduce, letting you increase a creature's size and their weapon size, adding an extra d4 of damage to their attacks. With Giant's Might, that lets you be huge, carrying a huge greatsword that deals 3d6 plus 1d4 damage before any of your modifiers. That's sick. 6th level artificers get Tool Expertise, doubling your proficiency bonus with tool checks you're proficient with. Those tools have a name, and it's Starscream. You can also grab 2 more infusions. Spell Refueling Ring just gives you another spell slot, 3rd level or lower, once per day. It's pretty standard, pretty useful. Resistant Armor is an alternate option for enhanced defense, giving you resistance to acid, cold, fire, lightning, necrotic, poison, psychic, radiant, or thunder damage. I think Optimus ended up with a lot of radiant damage, maybe shut that down. 7th level artificers get Flash of Genius, that lets you add your intelligence modifier to a skill check or saving throw of a creature within 30 feet of you, an amount of times per long rest equal to your intelligence modifier. Maybe it's nice, maybe it's mean, that's up to you. 8th level artificers get another ability score improvement, bump that intelligence even further. It's a shame we can't cap it off, but maybe you rolled well at home. 9th level artillerists get Explosive Cannon, adding a d8 of extra damage to your flamethrower or Force Ballista, and you can just also blow up the artillery cannon if you want. That forces a dexterity saving throw on creatures in a 20-foot radius, dealing 3d8 force damage to those that fail. Never really understood the point of this, just keep shooting it, that seems better to me. You also learn 3rd level spells. Fireball forces a dexterity saving throw on creatures in a 20-foot radius sphere, dealing 8d6 fire damage to those that fail, half as much to those that succeed. It's just a big bomb. Fly lets a creature fly with 60 feet per round for 10 minutes, depending on your concentration. point. That means you can't be huge as a jet, since enlarge also requires your concentration, but you can be a jet, and that's pretty good. We'll finish this off with more fighter levels. 9th level fighters get indomitable, letting you re-roll a failed saving throw once per long rest, pair with flash of genius to hopefully not fail that big saving throw you had to do. 10th level rune knights get great stature, making you 3d4 inches taller permanently, and turning your giant's might damage up to a d8. Honestly, kinda underwhelming, but it's on the way to something cool. Our capstone is the 11th level of fighter for another extra attack, 3 attacks with an action, up to 6 with an action surge, and then a turret bonus action. That's a lot of damage. Let's talk about it. Now that we've hit level 20, let's figure out how viable this build is. First, ow! 3 attacks per round, followed by a turret without even spending any resources, is some consistent ouchies. Your AC is also solid, base 20 with enhanced defense and integrated protection, and you can make that better with a shield spell if you really need to. Finally, there's a deceptive amount of utility here. You can fly, you can get big, you can lift, you can do a bunch of stuff that isn't just murder. For weaknesses, you're mad, dude. Didn't even cap the intelligence or get great weapon master for bigger damage. That kind of stinks. Your wisdom saves are also pretty bad. They're gonna chew through that flash of genius pretty fast if you don't want to be under the effects of hold person or charm person in every fight. Finally, you got a lot of concentration and take a while to buff up all the way. So you need to pick and choose what kind of destruction robot you want to use. But whatever you choose, it'll rip through Autobots like tissue paper. Get mad, get big, and put the beat down on some goody two-shoes robots. Just watch out for someone who leveled their ability scores right. You could lose to a more optimist build. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe for more. We're making more of these sometimes. Follow me on Twitch to watch me stream, join the Patreon to support the channel, and sub to Tulok and Mango for more Tulok fun.